Yo, face. Show your face, please. With sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, once again, your boy 22G's is back in the headlines of these blogs, but in typical fashion, it's nothing to do with his music, and more so to do with his antics and the things he's saying on social media. Now, we don't know what sparked this rant 22G's went on. However, he expressed his frustration towards his label, the music industry as a whole, his frustration towards New York drill music, everyone saying GDK, and last he mentioned King Von. Now there is one thing that he has a point about, right? Which is everyone popping out to be GDK all of a sudden. You know, you see people throwing down the rakes and all their pictures. People who I never even knew was GDK. I can't lie, I'm starting to see it everywhere, even in places where I didn't even know that the BDs existed. But honestly, let me tell y'all, this reminds me of the whole Blood phase when Dipset came out in the early 2000s and everybody suddenly was Blood. You know, being Blood was like the thing to be. It was cool. It was a fad. Then somehow it was a shift and you suddenly seen the tables turn, because then being Crip became the cool thing to be as of lately. You know, I don't know where y'all from, but where I'm from, being a Crip was not common. If you were, you kept it sacred because the Bloods outnumbered the Crips. So seeing everybody scream GDK kind of reminds me of that whole thing. But one thing about history, it tells us that everything and everyone gets a turn. Right now, it seems like the BDs may be the most popular amongst the GDs, but don't be surprised if in the near future that changes, because it happens. Now let's get into what 22G's had to say. He took to his Instagram story to get a few things off his chest. He started by posting about the drill scene in New York, where he said, quote, "Drill music in New York is over. They signing anybody who GDK and they all trolling, dropping rakes like we met before or got some type of smoke. Some of these kids is enrolled in college and all. I ain't see none of these kids y'all making me hot with. The trolling, we don't know y'all, especially the BX. There's no GDs there. How y'all so GDK? Stop trolling." Now, he does have a point, because, you know, in the Bronx, New York, it's not, I don't really know it for being GDKs. You know, I don't even know it to be GDs there. So like you said, how you gonna be GDK if there's no GDs there for you to be GDK about? You know, now contrary to popular belief, 22G's does have a point. These labels are willing to sign anybody that's promoting a certain agenda, looks cool, and as long as it's profitable, they really don't care. Leo Cohen, and he's one of the biggest executives and button pushers in hip hop. Leo Cohen got on the Breakfast Club and admitted that himself, he don't care about what agenda he's pumping out there because he has people to feed. Simple as that. So when you see these kids and they throwing up gang signs in every picture, showing off guns, just know that it's all a part of a facade. Not to mention, when you finally see them get into an altercation and you see how they perform when it's time to, you begin to realize that a lot of these dudes aren't who they say they are. And it's literally just entertainment. You know, no shade to Kyle Rich, because I was digging some of his music as well, but he just got into an altercation recently in upstate New York, and not only did they look bad, the kid they was beating up managed to get a hold of his bracelet and expose Kyle Rich for rocking fake jewelry because the bracelet was fake. You know, once again, all a facade. And when 22G says some of these kids are enrolled in college, he may be referring to Kyle Rich as well, because he himself attended college, although he claims it was only for a few weeks. You know, and there's nothing wrong with college. Let me tell you right now, just because you went to college don't mean you can't be about that life. I'm not saying that. But to go to college and I guess drop out or not do it, and then come to the streets as if you was just this big savage all your life, it's kind of crazy. You know, be yourself. And Then you got guys such as Lil Mabu running around here making a mockery of the drill culture like it's funny and profiting off it. Some of you may not think anything of it, but there's really guys who lost their lives due to this drill stuff and making a mockery out of it, acting like you about something you know you not. Just don't sit right with some people. You even had Slim Jesus. I think he did a Vlad interview where he admitted that he don't even play with guns. He's not about that life. He just like rapping about it. Crazy. But moving forward, 22 G's didn't stop there. He called out other New York drill rappers such as K Flock, Fivio Foreign, Kenzo B, Pop Smoke, and a few others in his next story post where he said, quote, "I never seen Fivio, Pop Smoke, Sleepy Hollow, Shy K, B Love, TG Crippy, Nazi BK, Dougie B, none of them. How y'all so GDK? Stop trolling and say y'all fans." Then in the next post, he said, quote, "Never seen Kenzo Baller, K Flock, Sosa Geek, none of these clowns. How y'all GDK? Y'all doing it for content? Go to Chicago with all that." So, once again, this reminds me of Chicago with Hookah. You've had people saying they're smoking Hookah, F Hookah, everything Hookah. Keep in mind that they never seen Hookah, never had any problems with Hookah a day in their life. So clearly, it just became a trend to the point where his name was just used in reference to diss the BDs. And not only him, but a lot of the times you have guys dissing people on the outside that they never even saw a day in their life. How you beefing and have so much animosity towards someone you don't even know just because they on the outside? You know, you either looking for attention or something is really wrong. When I was brought up, you only really beef with people who did something to you in some form of fashion. The only time you'll do something to someone you don't know is if they're closely affiliated to someone you beefing with and you just trying to send a message. But never was it cool to just beef with someone with so much animosity and y'all never even knew each other, never did a thing to each other. That's weird. But unfortunately, that's what's going on. I feel personally that's what's contributing to most of the deaths that's going on in the city. You know, so some of these guys literally just beefing for attention and views. Let's be real. You know, now after I guess Fivio caught wind of what 22 G said, he responded on Twitter by saying, quote, "N-words hide out for 5 years, then say nobody's seen them. Laughing emojis, WTF." Then he took to the next tweet to say, quote, "I will never speak on what me and the guys went through for this ish. The streets know." You know, so I guess he's being pretty cryptic about it, about whatever he did in the streets, whatever. But what I would say is at least he didn't crash out and say a whole bunch of, you know, incriminating things on social media. I actually expected him to. You know, some guys do that too. You know, they trying to overly prove themselves and they say, "Oh, well, you remember when such and such and you remember." Nah, trying to be so discreet about it, but you're saying a little too much where people could put two and two together. So at least he didn't do that. You know, now 22 G's also took the time to come at some of the BDs in reference to King Von in another post where he says, quote, "King Von passed away and his dog's out here humping his wifey on camera for everybody GDK though." Laughing emoji. Now he's referring to the infamous video of Fivio Foreign and Asian Doll where they seem to be at a function and they start dancing together where Fivio gets behind her and starts, you know, kind of thrusting. Some people felt the way towards that because Asian Doll, you know, acts so distraught over King Von and his passing, and Fivio being cool with King Von, going to old block to shoot the music video, screaming GDK and all that. You know, this kind of leaves people confused because they're like, ain't you his boy and wasn't you his quote unquote wifey? So when 22 G's say that Von passed away and people humping his wifey but screaming GDK, that's what he's referring to. You know, it is kind of messy, but it is what it is, man. Then not to mention, when it comes to Fivio, I gotta remember, back when he was pressed by Hookah at the Kanye West concert, you know, when he screamed GDK, Hookah pretty much asked him about it. Like, yo, what was that about? Fivio Foreign said that he was only referring to the New York GDs, you know, which is kind of weird. I didn't think that it worked like that. If you say you GDK, that stands for all GDs. That's like if I say BDK or Blood K this or Crit, that means I'm referring to all of them, not just one in one area. You know, it doesn't make sense, but that just goes to show you the validity of some of this stuff that's going on and how serious people take it and how serious some people don't take it. You know? But anyway, y'all drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.